LaTocha and Rocky are criminals. Fans blast LaTocha and husband Rocky for allegedly taking kickbacks on the Queens of R&B. SWV and XSCAP. The Queens of R&B Season 1 premiered a new episode on Bravo on Sunday, April 2, 2023, at 8 p.m. It showed the two groups' female members getting ready to perform on stage together while resolving difficulties amongst themselves. They were involved in a lot of drama during the episode, including strained relationships, set lists, headlining, and more. On this week's episode of SWV and XSCAP, the Queens of R&B, XSCAP members Tamika Scott, Tiny Harris, and Candy Burris confronted LaTocha Scott about allegations that her husband was dealing with a promoter without their knowledge in order to collect a kickback, and that she was also involved. After LaTocha admitted to have no knowledge of the matter, the ladies produced receipts to prove otherwise. Supporters were equally skeptical of LaTocha's innocence. One user tweeted, "The blockbuster Bravo series has been tremendously popular among the two R&B artists' devoted fans. Fans have become emotionally immersed in the cast's journey." According to the show's official synopsis, in this 6-part limited series, viewers receive a VIP front row seat and backstage access to 90 seconds nostalgia as SWV and XSCAP draw back the curtain on their personal and professional lives in preparation for a joint performance. Tonight's episode of SWV and XSCAP, the Queens of R&B, saw the ladies ready to hit the stage together while also dealing with set lists, logistics, headliners, and other concerns. Meanwhile, the XSCAP group dynamics were also in jeopardy due to the ladies' disarray. The episode's official synopsis, titled Sisters with Options, stated, "Despite prior difficulties between SWV and XSCAP, the two organizations press on with preparations for the major event, yet neither group appears inclined to back down on who will close it off." XSCAP members Candy, Tiny, and Tamika sat down with LaTocha at the end of the Queens of R&B show to address a significant bombshell dropped on them. They stated that Rocky, the latter's husband, was meeting with a promoter and receiving a kickback. When LaTocha denied the accusations, the ladies pulled out receipts as proof. It contained text messages between Rocky and the promoter. Apparently he was making a deal to have the ladies on the show and had already received 10 Kelvin. The message also read that he'd conveyed the same to his wife. The promoter confirmed to send Rocky the money as a kickback only on one condition: to have all the Queens of R&B XSCAP members on board. In a confessional, Candy explained, "Basically, Rocky was working with a promoter for LaTocha to get us on board to agree to do that promoter's shows, and in turn, he was giving Rocky a kickback or an extra fee on top of whatever he was paying us." While LaTocha claimed none of it was true, the ladies explained that they had proof and that it was, in fact, Rocky's phone number in the messages. When she confessed to having no role to play in the same, fellow castmates noted that the messages said he'd already informed her. The Queens of R&B episode ended with a cliffhanger, showing LaTocha calling Rocky to confirm the same. Fans of the Queens of R&B don't believe LaTocha. Viewers could not trust LaTocha's claim of innocence, believing that she and her husband Rocky had planned the whole affair together. SWV and XSCAP, the Queens of R&B, have been fascinating to see thus far. The ladies will be making last preparations to take the stage together in the upcoming episode. Will they be able to reconcile their issues, or will it jeopardize their next tour? The only way to know is to wait and see. Don't forget to tune into Bravo on Sunday, April 9, 2023, at 8 p.m. for a fresh new episode.